Hey y'all, it's Brandy and welcome back to the Antisocials Library. We're doing a reading vlog today, so welcome to the reading vlog. We are doing a horror bingo reading vlog. I'm trying to make a bingo on the horror bingo card so that I can at least claim that I did the bingo if I didn't black it out. That's the goal today. So let's let past Brandy talk us through the reading plans. Hi, welcome to the vlog. The goal for this spout of reading is to do some catching up with horror bingo. And here in a minute, I will look at my spreadsheet and see how far behind we actually are in the reading an entire horror bingo blackout board before September 30th, because that's crazy. I have done some reading, but I need to check in and see where we're at. And I might just need to do some adjusting to what I plan to read for each prompt, because it can kind of adjust with recent books that I've bought and might be a little bit more interested in, etc., etc. But one of the things that I want to talk about, because I'm in the middle of it right now, I'm actually reading for the tarot readathon. At work today, I started listening to Snake Eater by T. Kingfisher. This is my second T. Kingfisher, and it's safe to say that I'm deeply obsessed with the writing. I will read anything that T. Kingfisher writes, I think. I think I'll at least give it a try, which is great news for me because the backlist is long. But this one in particular, we are following our main character who is running away from a marriage that she is not necessarily happy in. Okay, so as we get plopped into the middle of the story, she is on her way to visit her aunt who she barely knows, and using this as an excuse because her mother just passed away, and using this as an excuse to go see her aunt and kind of run away from her husband, who is a piece of shit. Okay. And when she gets to this really peculiar, weird small town in the middle of the desert where her aunt lives, everyone there is like, oh no, she did. She died. Sorry about that. But sorry. She's dead. And so she's like, well, crap, what do? I have $27 in my pocket and now I don't even have anywhere to go. I'm going to have to go back to my abusive husband. And the town is like, just stay here in this house where your aunt lived. And so she does. And she stays at this house where her aunt lived, and weird stuff keeps happening. And it's not scary. So I read The Hollow Places by T. Kingfisher, and I had the same thought. It's not scary, but it's eerie. And the writing is thought-provoking in the sense of what is happening? And in the best way. You know what I mean? I'm having a good time. I'm so close to being done with it. I will be finishing it very, very, very soon. I actually do need to run and do some errands at my grandmother's house and do some grocery shopping. So I will be listening to it when I do those things, and I will easily finish it up this afternoon, easily. I think I have less than an hour left or something like that. So I will give you my final updates on that as well. Again, that's for the tarot readathon. I might try to see if it fits into a prompt for horror bingo, because that would be awesome. But if it doesn't, then oh well. That's not why I picked it up, so it's okay. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into my spreadsheet and see where we're at with horror bingo, and then we can build a little bit of a TBR for the next couple of days. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at my spreadsheet. So this is what I put together for horror bingo in my spreadsheet. This is how I'm keeping track of everything. As you can see, I don't necessarily have anything for getting a bingo yet. I've only read 4 of the books, so that is a horrifying discovery, but that's okay. I am very close to finishing This House Will Feed. I've been listening to that and reading it at the same time, immersive reading it, before I go to bed every night, and I'm very close to finishing that, so I wonder if we'll throw that one on to this TBR as well so we can talk about it. I wonder if I should just go straight down and try to get a bingo, or do I just want to throw everything at the wall and just pick up books that I'm interested in anyway, which this dilemma is the entire point of horror bingo, as I understand. But this might look a little different than when I did my TBR video, because I am moving things around as I'm acquiring new books. As you could see, I put Snake Eater on here because I did get it from the library, so it counts as a library book. So love that for me. Maybe we'll just go straight down and we'll at least get this bingo, because House of Hunger is another book that would work for the tarot readathon. I think I have an idea. It's not a smart idea, but I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna pick up the books that I'm most interested in reading and binging like in a short period of time. And whether it makes a bingo or not, it doesn't matter because we're truly believing in ourselves that we are going to get all of the books read by September 30th. So it's fine. It doesn't matter if I get a bingo right now because I will by the end of the season, because by September 30th, I will have them all checked off. Right, future Brandy? Right. Anyway, let me go look at the shelves and kind of get a little feel of what I want to read, and then I will come back and let you know what we will be reading. Okay, I'm coming back to say that I'm actually going to pull up Instagram and look through Sarah's TBRs that she's posted, because if I can change the Stolen from TBR's book that's currently on my bingo with something I'm a little bit more interested in reading right now, then I can get a bingo. All right, so let's look. We live here now. That's an option. I do own that. Let's see, looking at everybody's. This goes too fast. I've read most of those. This Book Will Bury Me is also an option. What if we did... Nothing's jumping... Guys, nothing's jumping out at me. What do I do? Oh yeah, I could go watch... some videos as well. Oh, Ghost Eaters. Ghost Eaters is on here. That's on my TBR. Okay, that's an option. If I can't find one on here, I might go watch a couple of videos and steal some from there, which is how I got my original one. It's Breathe In, Bleed Out. I'm just really not in the mood to read that right now. I tried picking it up and I don't even really know if it's going to be for me, like at all, let alone if I want to read it like right now. So I'm trying to do myself a favor. Okay, so far, Ghost Eaters is where we're at. So many people made such great videos. If you can hear my cats fighting, I'm so sorry. But what are you gonna do, you know? Okay, so far it's Ghost Eaters. Oh, Her Last Breath. That's more of a thriller though, and I really wanted like horror on here. You know? Ooh. Diavola is on here. I literally just picked that up from the store. Is this boring? Sorry if it's boring, but it's like necessary. It's what I need to do. Okay. All right. So that leaves it with Ghost Eaters as an option, or is it Diavola? I'm not really sure which one I'm going to pick. I'm not really sure which one I'm going to pick. I think I'm going to do Diavola. I think that's what I'm leaning towards at the moment, at least right now. So I'm going to use that one for the Stolen from Another TBR, and then I should be able to do a diagonal by the end of this video with the books that I plan on reading. So at least I'll get a bingo by the time this is over, or I should anyway. I will let you know when I have more updates when I start my first book, I guess, because I am about to go edit a video and then I need to run my errands like I said, and then I'm gonna come home and get to reading, and I will let you know which book I pick up first. It's much later now. It's past midnight actually, and I'm about ready to go to bed, but I wanted to give you an update that I did finish Snake Eater and I had a good time with it. It was really good. I did, when I was updating it on my story graph, it does say that it is primarily like the first tag genre is fantasy. So that makes sense why it wasn't horrifying, because it's not primarily horror. So that's good to know. But it was really good. I had a good time. T. Kingfisher's writing is so unique and her premises are just so weird, but like in an endearing way. I think I'm going to end up giving it a 3.5 stars. It was a really fast audiobook. I read it in one day. And it got me through my errands this evening, which did take me a little bit longer than I was expecting. hence why it is now midnight. So I do have to work a little bit in the morning, just a couple of hours, and then I am going to visit my grandparents. And then I have the rest of the day to just read. I literally will have the entire day tomorrow when I get done visiting to read, and what the first book that I'm going to jump into is When the Wolf Comes Home. I'm going to read a little bit tonight right before I go to bed, just because I am trying to build that habit of reading just a little bit before bed, even if it's just a couple of pages. But is that going well, you ask? Not really. Not really. I will lay down and immediately get too tired and put on something and fall asleep, because I watch TV to go to bed, or YouTube or something with sound to go to bed. So I'm trying to read a little bit before bed just to make it so the last thing that I'm seeing isn't a screen. We'll see how that goes tonight. Anyway, I'm excited to get into this. This is a 5-star prediction for me. This is for horror bingo. It's going to be with an animal on the cover. The glare, I'm sorry, but like the little wolf on the cover. So this is good for horror bingo and actually for tarot, because I did pull, I can't remember what the card is, but a 5-star prediction. So it's actually doubly perfect. So I'm really, really stoked to get to this. And I do have it available on audio, so I might try the audio as well. I don't know yet. But yeah, that's my update. Just want to let you know what's going on. And I'm about to get ready for bed and lay down. And we're going to take a chunk or a little bite, maybe just like a nibble, I don't know, out of When the Wolf Comes Home. Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I have an update for you, my friends. I did start When the Wolf Comes Home. I ended up starting this last night before I went to bed. It is now Wednesday, by the way, and I did not get as much reading as I thought I would in today. I only got 20 pages in to When the Wolf Comes Home, but the first 22 pages was incredible. The reading experience for the first 22 pages was literally incredible. I think I'm going to love this. I think so far my 5-star prediction still stands. But let's talk some less reading oriented stuff and more about what I did today. So I worked half a day today, and I ended up doing some errands and running some errands for my grandparents, and then went to visit them. So if you don't know, quick update, I guess. My grandfather recently had a fall and had to do some time in the hospital, and now he's in a rehab recovery center. And so I wanted to go visit them and just spend some time with them. And I actually spent hours there. I didn't expect to spend that long there, but honestly, it was just such a great time and such a great visit that I didn't want to leave. So when I did leave, I actually was only 5 minutes away from the Barnes & Noble. So I decided, why try to beat rush hour traffic when I can just go kill 20 minutes at a bookstore? And I did. And I did buy some books. So expect a haul again from me soon, probably, because I have been really buying some books lately. I don't understand what's going on, but it's fine. It's literally fine. It is. Anyway, I'm home now. It's 7 p.m. I am watching Gavin's new video. I need to get some stuff ready and clean some things around the house. And then I'm trying to debate if I want to film tonight to get a video up for Saturday, or if I literally just want to take a shower, relax, and read. I haven't really decided yet, so I will let you know when I know. But the reading update is that I am deeply obsessed with When the Wolf Comes Home, but I also might start an audiobook start some of the chores around my house for when Gavin's video is over. So if that's the case, then I might finish up the audiobook for, what's it called? The Irish one. This House Will Feed. I might finish that one up on audio, since I will be needing an audiobook. So I will be reading tonight, that is for sure. I'm hoping to get a big chunk of When the Wolf Comes Home done, because it's already 7 p.m., but I'm kind of a late, I wanted to say bloomer just now. I wanted to say I was a late bloomer, and like, that's not what I was trying to say at all. I am a night owl, is what I meant to say. So I don't usually have an issue staying up late, so I don't mind if it takes me a little bit longer into the night to get a big chunk of this, but I'll let you know when I get some reading done, and hopefully it remains this 5-star feeling. Hi guys, it's Thursday now, and it is once again after work, and I have some reading updates. So the first thing that I want to talk about is actually not a reading update, it's a little haul update, because I got these cute little earrings. Can you see them? Aren't they adorable? Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with them. So they are from this small shop, this Lilliput shop, and they're on Etsy. So I will link that shop down below, just because I just think that they have such cute earrings and ideas and stuff. And they actually came with this bookmark, which I'm obsessed with. It says, "Don't be boring," with a free shipping code on the back, and just love that. Anyway, that's my haul for the day. I wanted to give you an update. Last night, I got to chapter 15 of When the Wolf Comes Home, which is not far at all. The chapters are very, very, very short, but I did not read as much as I thought I would last night. It turns out I needed rest because I laid down and immediately fell asleep. So I did not stay up late like I thought I was going to, like I said I was going to. Turns out I have been staying up late for too many days in a row, and my body needed to rest. So there is that. But I did get a little bit in there. So I'm also thinking that because I'm not reading as much as I initially thought I would be able to over these next couple of days, that I might even extend this vlog until we just get a bingo. How do we feel about that? Because that means 2 more books that I would read. How do we feel? Because I did finish This House Will Feed, and I ended up really enjoying this, and this is on the horror bingo card, but it's not in the line to get a bingo. It's just on the board, which is still a win for me, because again, my goal is to black out the board, but it doesn't help me get a bingo for this video. So there is that. But let's talk about this book. So this book is set in Ireland, and it's set during the time frame that my cat was distracting me. It's set during the time frame of the Great Famine in Ireland, and you're following a young woman whose life obviously gets turned upside down and broken into pieces because of the Great Famine. Like, she loses her entire family, and she finds herself at a work camp that is being run by the English, and how she's able to get out of that work camp and go to this mysterious village where the famine isn't really affecting them, and they're still in Ireland, and they have this sense of control that a lot of places and a lot of other villages in Ireland are not able to do. And you're kind of figuring out, is this a supernatural thing? What's going on? It's very, 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 very dark. It's very, very dark. And one of the things that I liked about this was that it was dark but historically accurate. And that's what makes it so horrifying. You can tell that the author did so much research. The author is Irish, and you can just tell that she had done so much research into what it was like to live during this time frame, and what it was like and what was needed to survive during this time frame. She even, in her author's note, made a comment that a lot of the things that she put in there weren't for like shock value or horrific factors. Like, unfortunately, those things did happen, which of course, like, check trigger warnings if you're concerned about some of those things, but one of them being cannibalism, right? So our main character had some of that in her past, or they insinuated it at least. And in the author's note, she was like, there are accounts in history of that having to happen just because of the famine and because of the lack of resources. And, you know, people have to do what they have to do to survive. And it was awful, but like in the most beautiful way, if that makes sense. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I ended up giving it a 3.5, but only because it didn't give me the spook factor enough. I wasn't scared of this book. It didn't freak me out. It wasn't horrifying enough. in terms of the paranormal aspect, because I thought this was a haunted house story. So maybe that was just me coming in with the wrong expectations. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I'm going to give it a 3.75 because I really, really did love the writing. The writing is phenomenal. I will absolutely read from this author again. I'm a big historical fiction fan. It's one of my favorite genres, and I love historical horror. So this being a niche of historical horror, I think it was phenomenally done. And again, now that I'm talking about it, I think it is more of a 3.75 or maybe even a 4-star because it was really good. But when you think about where the plot ended up and like what was actually happening in this village, I didn't love that. I think it could have gone a different way. And I would have been happier with that other way. I mean, I don't want to give anything away, obviously. And I do recommend this book. I definitely think it's worth picking up. And it is an aardvark pick, so keep that in mind. And it was indie published, which is my bingo pick. And that is one of the reasons that I picked it up in the first place, is to pick up more independently published novels. Anyway, overall, big fan. 3.75, maybe a 4-star, depending on how I sit on it for a little bit longer. But I am proud that I've read this, and I'm glad that I have, and it is now marked off of the bingo board. When the Wolf Comes Home, like I said, did not get as much read as I wanted to, but that is not at fault of the book. I am only 67 pages in, and this is still a 5-star prediction. This is so far my favorite book that I've read so far this year. That's bold. That's super bold, but I'm having such a good time with this. It's crazy. And I want to know what the is happening. Do you know? Stephen King blurbed it and said, sink your teeth into a classic. And I definitely think this is one of them. This is also blasphemy. Okay. Give me the cuffs. Someone cuff me, because this is actually the first Nat Cassidy that I've read. I've not delved into another Nat Cassidy. I'm interested in Mary because of my love and fascination for Stephen King and of Carrie, but I've not read it. And I know that everyone loves Nestlings, but I've never gotten around to it either. So this is my first Nat Cassidy, and this might be a new favorite author. If this is what he does, if this is how Nat Cassidy writes books, then Nat Cassidy is an auto-buy author for me going forward. I'm super intrigued in the story. It is horrifying. I went into this relatively blind because so many people almost like refused to give a synopsis, and I am going to follow in the footsteps of those before me, the wise ones before me, and not give you a synopsis, because all you need to know is that you're following a young woman who isn't where she wants to be in life, really. And she works at a diner, and something happens to her, and she ends up leaving early. And when she's at home, she finds a young boy in the bushes. And she's like, that's strange. Do you want some pizza? And the young boy is like, yeah, of course I want pizza. What do you mean? I'm starving. I'm in the woods. Yeah, like, of course I do. When the young boy comes inside to get the pizza, a man shows up looking for him. And then crazy things start to ensue. It's gory. It's confusing, but like in the best way. And I just love the way that it's written. It's written in a way that like I feel the anxiety that the characters are feeling, if that makes sense. It's written kind of like Paul Tremblay wrote Cabin at the End of the World. It's not like that writing style at all. They're not writing similar styles. But when I was reading Cabin at the End of the World, I felt the anxiety that the main characters felt, and I'm feeling the horror and the stress that these characters are feeling, and I just think that's incredible writing, and I'm just so excited to get this done. But anyway, those are my reading updates. I genuinely think this vlog will take a little bit longer to put together because I want to get a bingo. Then I will let you know when I have something more to say. I don't know if it'll be tonight. It depends on how far I get into When the Wolf Comes Home. I think I'll probably check in with you when I get to more closer to halfway or 3/4 of a halfway to let you know how I'm feeling. And until then, I hope you're reading well. I hope you're resting well. Until then, until about halfway or 3/4 of the way into The Wolf Comes Home, I will be here and you will be there, and I will catch you soon. Hi guys, good morning. I don't have a whole lot of time. because one, I'm about to go to work, and also my camera is dying. It's very, very low in battery. But I wanted to come on here and say I finished When the Wolf Comes Home, and it's absolutely 100% a 5-star. That book is incredible. Nat Cassidy is something special. That is my first Nat Cassidy, and it will not be my last. That is for certain. The representation, the commentary, the horror, it was so good. It was so good. And that like twist and turn, if you know, you know. I'm not going to say anything about it, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I do think it's 5-star. I know I said I was going to come on and update you around like the halfway point, but honestly, I ended up switching to the audiobook and listening to it while I was like doing tasks around the house, and I literally couldn't stop. I couldn't stop. So if that says anything, it's that it's incredible, and I absolutely 100% will be giving it a 5-star. My cat's about to jump across. There we go. That was a good jump. Yes, it was. That was good. Okay. Anywho, so what's it? So, I'm about to go to work, but just so you know, my next book on the docket is I'm going to be physically reading PenPal, but I might be looking for an audio book to start at work today. So I will let you know when I get home what I decided. Either I started physically reading PenPal on lunch, or I listened to an audiobook. The mystery is mysterying. I guess we will figure it out together. But yes, thank you for everyone who told me to read When the Wolf Comes Home. Sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, because that was so good. Okay, I will catch you later. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. Bye. Okay, see you later. Good morning, friends. This is an interesting angle, isn't it? Well, it's where we are today, okay? It is Wednesday, so no, it's not. It is now Tuesday. It's Tuesday morning, and I'm working from home today, so I have a little bit of time before work gets started for me to do some filming and editing and things of that nature. So I wanted to come and update you as well, because yesterday during work I started the audiobook for Diavola. And not only did I start it, but I also couldn't stop listening to it, because when I got off work and I came home, I listened to it the entire afternoon. So I only have that much left to go. And I'm honestly having like a really good time. I'm having such a good time with this book. It's creepy and eerie, and the way that this main character's family is written is making me so freaking angry. And I know that's the point, but I hate how accurate and how good Jennifer Thorne is at writing these types of characters. So let me give you a brief synopsis of what it's about. So our main character, Anna, is kind of the black sheep of the family, but like not in the traditional way that you would think of the black sheep. She seems to have done everything right. She is a literal genius. She got into Harvard. She is completely relied upon by her family in like so many ways. Like her family cannot do anything without her. And anyway, their family is going on a trip to Italy. So they are staying at this villa in Italy, and our main character, Anna, is the only one that can speak Italian. Self-taught, by the way. She is self-taught Duolingo Italian. And they get there, and she's like, oh my gosh, Anna, explain this. We can't do this without you, blah, 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 blah. And meanwhile, she's just kind of like, I just kind of want to be on vacation, and you guys are acting insane. As always, you guys are always acting insane. And you guys blame me for everything all the time. All the time. It's so much fun. I love hanging out with you. I don't know why I keep doing this. And she is kind of stuck here in this villa, and kind of weird things are starting to happen at the villa, where she's like starting to notice things where she's like, wait a minute, I'm losing track of time. Or this weird feeling that I have, or people are being pushed and the kids are being scratched, and like just weird stuff is happening. And so there is this paranormal aspect at the villa in Italy, and the atmosphere is incredible. The writing of the setting is great. Like it feels like we're in Italy, but it doesn't stop there. And I don't want to spoil anything, but the whole thing at the villa is honestly just the beginning for our main character, because now we're following her in a little bit more of a personal timeline and setting and how things are still freaky and weird. And I do not have that much left of the book, and I genuinely don't know what the resolution is going to be. But overall, this is incredible. I'm having a great time. As you could see, I read it really quickly. I do also have some news as well. I don't have my copy with me because it's in the bedroom and I don't feel like getting up. I started reading PenPal, and to be honest with you, I'm not into it. And I think that says a lot about, because I picked it for the prompt for a book that I've been putting off. And I think that I have to soft DNF it, maybe even hard DNF it, and just unhaul it, because I just have no interest in reading it. And I only got like 20 pages in, but I don't want to read it anymore. So I need to pick a new book for a book that I've been putting off, but one that I'm actually interested in reading. And I tried, okay? I got 20 pages in. You can't say I didn't try at all, because I tried a little bit, but that it's just not going to work for me. Please let me know. Can you let me know down below if you've read PenPal and if it's worth reading, like actually sticking through and reading it, because I just wasn't vibing with what the writing style was like. And I think it's probably because I went into it with the mindset of not wanting to read it. So anyway, I'm going to pick a different horror book that's been on my TBR for a while. I just got a whole bunch of new horror books that I'm dying to read, but that doesn't fit for the prompt because they're not books that I've been putting off, Let me look at my shelves. Let me look at my horror shelves, and I will pick something, and I'll pick something right now, and I'm going to read it. All right. And I'm also just realizing that you can see all of my mess in the background, and just know that I am in the process of reorganizing the library. So there are files, and my Peloton is currently a coat rack, and just ignore that, okay? Ignore that. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I did some self and soul searching, and I think I have two options here, depending on what mood I'm in. And these are both books that have been on my shelves for years. If I'm in the mood, after I finish Diavola, if I'm in the mood for a short, kind of punchy horror that might be a little funny, I think, I'm going to go with Don't Move by James S. Murray and Darren Wearmouth. This is Murray as in like Murray from Impractical Jokers. So that's why I think it might have a little bit of a funny aspect of it. But he is an author. And this one actually seems horrifying to me because I don't know if you can tell, but it's spider webs. And it literally says, afraid of spiders? Don't read this book. I mean it. Walk away now. And I am horrified of spiders. I'm actually getting I am getting better, okay, with the whole spider thing. I am getting better with it. So now things that fly, no, don't put anything around me that can fly or scurry. I am not afraid of most things, but that actually means I think that I'm afraid of most things because I'm afraid of things that fly or scurry. Anyway, this might actually horrify me. R.L. Stine blurbed it, and I just think that this could be honestly kind of fun. So that's an option. Another option is, again, one that I've had on my shelves for a ridiculously long time. I wonder if it has the date on here. But you could see I bought it from McKay's bookstore for $6. And to put it in reference, I haven't lived near a McKay's in almost 10 years. So there is that. But this is Anno Dracula. Did I, 10 years ago, buy this book because it said Dracula on it without knowing what it was about because it was only $6? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened because I don't know what this is about. Let's see. It is 1888 and Queen Victoria has remarried, taking as her new consort the Wallachian. It's 1888 and Queen Victoria has remarried, taking on her new consort, Prince infamously known as Count Dracula. His polluted bloodline spreads through London as its citizens increasingly choose to become vampires. In the grim backstreets of Whitechapel, a killer known as Silverknife is cutting down vampire girls. The eternally young vampire Genevieve and Charles Beauregard of the... I promise I can read. The eternal young vampire Genevieve and Charles Beauregard of the Diagones Club are drawn together as they both hunt the sadistic killer, bringing them even closer to England's most bloodthirsty ruler yet. Okay, so this is if Dracula was a prince and Jack the Ripper was killing vampires instead of prostitutes. That actually sounds interesting. And you know what's crazy is I actually have an audiobook of this on Audible that I got forever ago when I intended to read it forever ago because it is an Audible exclusive. So I actually have the audiobook for this. So this is a real contender. Both of these are real contenders. I wonder if I can find a way to fit these both into the bingo because I'm actually drawn to both of these right now. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But as for the actual update, so I can stop yapping, again, Diavola, having a great time. To recap, When the Wolf Comes Home, again, still 5 stars. I sat on it. It's a 5-star, 6-star book. It's incredible. I will probably reread it in my lifetime. So, and I will now be picking up every Nat Cassidy that has ever been written. I can't believe it took me this long to finally bite the bullet and read a Nat Cassidy. Nat Cassidy, a personal apology from me. Okay, I'm giving you a personal apology to both you and, honestly, Jordaline Reads. Because I've been watching her channel for a very, very, very long time. So the fact that it took me this long to pick up a Nat Cassidy is diabolical. Genuinely. So, but those are my reading updates. That's where I'm going. Again, I'm working from home today, but I'm going to be sitting in a class all day, so I won't actually have time to read, which is a shame, but that's okay. We got to do what you got to do, right? But I should be done a little early, maybe, perhaps. So maybe I'll get some reading in afterwards, but I will keep you updated and let you know. The last time I had a class that got out early, I went to the bookstore. Just saying. I don't know if this is a new tradition that we do when we have a class for work. Is that when it gets out, we go to the bookstore? I'm not sure. Who could know? You know? I guess we'll find out together. But I guess I have been yapping long enough. I just miss you guys. That's all. So I will let you know when I finish Diavola. Okay. Hi, friends. So I have a little bit of an update. It is Wednesday now, and I do have a reading update. I actually ended up finishing Diavola. How am I saying this? And is it wrong? Diavola. Diavola? That seems at least more accurate. Anyway, I ended up really, really enjoying this. I'm going to give it a 4-star. I really liked where it went. I really enjoyed the writing. And I will definitely pick up Jennifer Thorne's next release. She actually has one coming out at the end of this year, and I will be picking it up for sure. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I also, at work today, I started and finished the audiobook for the novella The Night Guest. And is that better? Anyway, and I thoroughly enjoyed that one as well. I'm going to give it a 3, however, just because I think that the overarching story was weird, but like in a good way. It was good. I listened to it pretty much in one sitting while I was doing some data entry stuff, and it really got me through it. It was really interesting enough for that, but overall enjoyment, I'm still going to go with a 3. I actually ended up leaving work a little bit early today. I wasn't feeling very well, so now I'm home. I came home and took a nap, and I feel a little bit better after my nap, but I really think that I needed rest. You know, I really think that I need to prioritize rest and just more restorative things. So I do have one more book for this vlog, and then I will close this one out, and that will be the first horror bingo vlog. As for the rest of the night, though, in terms of update, I might do a little bit of reading, but to be honest, I am gonna just chill. I think that feeling like crap today was like really eye-opening, you know, and just want to relax, not necessarily worry about the vlog type of stuff. But anyway, I just wanted to give you that update. Thoroughly enjoyed Diavola. and really enjoyed The Night Guest as well. And it also helps me with my like little bit of a tracking that I'm doing with books set in different countries. Diavola is set in Italy, and The Night Guest is as Icelandic, so that's really cool as well. I will let you know when I have some progress to talk about with Anno Dracula. I'm hoping I really enjoy that one. The premise really does speak to me, but I don't necessarily know if it's horror enough. Like, is that the number one shelved thing? Actually, hold on. Okay, so the first shelf after fiction on Storygraph is fantasy, and then it's horror. Do we think that counts? I guess we'll see. I guess when I get into it, I'll see if it's horrifying enough to qualify for my version of horror bingo. But I am going to read it nonetheless, so I will let you know when I have something more to say. Hi friends, and welcome to the end of the vlog. We are finally here. This has been a little jumpy forward and backy and whatever that means, but anyway, I did want to film this outro and just kind of give a recap because I actually did read a whole new book since the last time we spoke. So if you do recall, I believe, and if I recall correctly, I had mentioned that I was going to read Anno Dracula for the book that I was putting off for that prompt. But hear me out. I got about 50 pages into that book, and I genuinely think I'm going to love it. I genuinely think I'm going to love it, but I actually want to reread Dracula first. Crazy, I know. But so I'm going to save that for a different time, maybe even a different project. I might even just read it like as a different project, like reading a classic and then reading a retelling of it. But in order to finish the video, I actually picked up a short but sweet, and one we've already talked about before, Don't Move, by James S. Murray and Darren Wearmouth. Bad news, I did not like this. I did not. I will be unhauling this. Genuinely. I'm sorry. I did not like this. I gave it 2 stars or maybe a generous 2.5, but it is like giant mutant, almost like alien spiders, and these people are stuck in the woods trying to escape their spiders. And honestly, I am a self-proclaimed arachnophobe, and this didn't scare me. Honestly, the opening scene at the theme park was the scariest part of this book, in my personal opinion. And I didn't like the writing. I didn't like the characterization of one of the characters. Like, one of the characters is supposed to be this, like, crime from the ghetto, like, gang guy. And just the way that he was written was so stereotypical. He was like a caricature, and I just didn't like it. I read it. It matched the prompt. It was a book I was putting off. Should have kept putting it off, but I didn't. Anyway, the point is we got a bingo because I did read this. But let's recap what we did read in the bingo. So in the bottom corner, we have a book with an animal on the cover. And as we know, I read When the Wolf Comes Home, which I love, to give it 5 stars. It's like one of my favorite books of the year so far. I thoroughly love this. Absolutely. So glad I got to this. But this does have a wolf on the cover. So it does have an animal on the cover. Ka-ching, right? Then there is Read a Novella, and for this one I actually listened to The Night Guest by, oh gosh, what is her name? Hilder? I'll put it up here, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name, but loved that. It was a short little sweet novella. It was really good. I ended up giving it 3 stars, 3.5. It wasn't perfect, but it did kind of scratch that little bit of an itch, and I will read another book by her. I thoroughly enjoyed her writing style, but the story itself, I'm going to give a 3 star. And then there is the dreaded The Book You've Been Putting Off. Again, won't really go into it too much, but I did read Don't Move for that one. For that as well, I did try to read PenPal, if you do recall, and I couldn't really get into this one either. I think I'm just going to take that as a sign, and I actually think I'm just going to unhaul this, unfortunately. I really don't even think I'm going to try to pick this up again. I have too many books on my horror shelf that I'm actually dying to get to leave this one on the very small amount of shelf space that I have left for horror when I just have no desire to pick it up. The next one is one that was already filled out. It was a spell scare or ghost. And I read, before this vlog even started, I read Japanese Gothic by Kylie Lee Baker. I didn't read it in this vlog, so I'm not going to go too much into it, but I did thoroughly enjoy it. So there is that. That is a recommendation from me. And then the top one that I finished for this video is still Stolen from Another TBR, which we did together at the beginning of this video because I wasn't interested in reading the one that I had originally picked out. But I did end up reading Diavola or Diavola, and this, again, so good. Thoroughly enjoyed this, had a great time with this. The writing style is incredible. Again, Jennifer Thorne, will be reading from her again. I can't recall what I ended up giving this. Did I give this a 4 or 4.25? Something of those numbers in between, like a 4 or 4.25, something like that. These are the books that I read for Horror Bingo. I'm excited because I have at the very least, we have a bingo. So we can go to sleep at night knowing that I've at least completed the bare minimum of the challenge. Of course, I will be doing more vlogs in order to get more of the bingo board cleared out by the end of September, but I do feel better now that that is over with. But yeah, thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me this week. I had a great time reading horror. It is one of my favorite genres of all time, and I'm just so glad that I can sit and yap with you about it. It's always so fun. You are truly amazing. I am about to sit down and start a new vlog because I am a crazy person. So you will be seeing me soon. Actually, I don't know. Why am I sitting here pretending like I know when these vlogs and when these videos go out? I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you have made it this far, go down below and leave your best horror emoji. Whether that be the ghost or a blood drop or the little water gun or literally anything that you think gives the best horror vibes, a spider web, something like that. Leave that down below if you have made it this far. If you want to let me know that you were here. If you've read any of these books, let me know what you thought. Let's talk about it. If you think I'm wrong about Don't Move, let me know because I think you're crazy. I think it's becoming a movie actually too. I just got the notification that it is becoming a movie now with Russ in it. So there is that. But anyway, let me know if you've read any of these books. Let's talk about it down below. And while you are down there, don't forget to hit like and subscribe because I always appreciate your support. And you can also hit that little notification bell so you get notified the next time that I post. And just remember to read well and rest well. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.